Hey everybody, tonight I just want to shoot a little video here of my new Purple Spotted Gudgeons. Now I don't know whether they're the southern Purple Spotted Gudgeons or the northern Purple Spotted Gudgeons. I really hope they turn out to be the southern, because the southern are endangered, and that would just be really awesome to have a rare fish like this. I can find out, but it's going to be a matter of actually counting the number of scales down the lateral line. So it'll just be a matter of one day when I'll get a really good picture and I can blow it up and take the time to actually count the scales, and I'll get a better idea of what actual species I'm dealing with. Either way, it is a Purple Spotted Gudgeon, and I now have my third spawn from these. I bought them not too long ago, about a month, maybe 6 weeks ago, and I put them in this tank. I started with 3. One did not last very long. I'm still not really sure what happened. Very likely could have been aggression from these two once they paired off. I also had some banjo catfish in here that did not fare so well either. I believe that was due to my water, not these two fish. But they have spawned again. I got a spawn a few days ago, and they basically just ate all of the eggs up overnight. The spawn before that, the eggs lasted a few days, and the spawn before that, the first spawn I got from them after being in the tank for a day or two, only lasted overnight as well. So this is actually the 4th spawn now that I'm thinking about it. They're like guppies. It's just incredible how frequently they're spawning. So I haven't yet gotten around to making any provisions to breed them. My quarantine tank is being occupied at the moment, so I'm not too worried about it. They obviously have no problem doing this, and it's going to be a regular thing for me. So I'm just going to let them get a little more practice. I'm going to observe them myself a little more and watch their behavior. Once they've got the eggs on the glass, the male fans them to keep them clean and well oxygenated, and he gets very defensive. He doesn't let the female get anywhere near him. But as we're about to see, they don't stop feeding when they are guarding their eggs. They get very, very aggressively hungry and are always banging up against the glass. Now I just feed them regular old flake food, and they seem to enjoy it well enough. I've tried a variety of different things, and they are very messy eaters, so they get the treats of the bloodworms occasionally, but I've got them on these, you can call them flakes or you can call them crisps, but they seem to be doing fine on them. They don't have any issue. They seem to prefer taking stuff off the surface rather than out of the water column, and I try to do this several times a day while they have eggs in the tank. I just want to make sure they're as well fed as possible, and perhaps if I can prevent them from being hungry, that might allow the eggs to survive a little bit longer. Now I do know that if they ever do hatch out into the tank, the babies are not going to survive very long at all. All parental care stops once the eggs hatch, and these fish do eat their babies. And I have even been told that as the babies grow, if I have them in a separate tank, I'll have to be very careful there, because the larger ones will actually start feeding off of the smaller ones. So as the some start getting larger than the others, I'll actually have to have multiple tanks and begin separating them out in order to grow enough of them out to make it worth it. So this should be pretty interesting, but this is the one fish I'm actually a little bit interested in trying to breed. I've never really bothered. It is always interesting watching my animals spawn. It's just nice knowing you've got them in the conditions that are right for them, etc. But I've never really concerned myself with trying to actually get any of the fry to grow out or anything. I did it once with my crebensis. It turned out to be more of a hassle than it was really worth. But then again, crebensis are not worth a whole lot of money. These guys, on the other hand, might turn out to be fairly valuable, and in that sense, I think that's pretty cool. And if they turn out to actually be the endangered southern ones, that'll be extra cool. Now if that were the case, I would imagine I would have to positively identify both of them as being positively southern rather than one of each, and then that would still be some sort of hybrid. So I will be very careful about that if I do breed them. I'm definitely not one for wanting to muddy the waters with these sort of crossbreeds and hybrids, and people mislabel stuff. It makes an already challenging hobby even all the more challenging when you have to deal with not really even knowing what animals you're really getting. So if we're dealing with an animal that might potentially be endangered, I would certainly make sure that I was 100% positive that that's what I was actually dealing with before I made any claims like that. So let me take the tripod here for a moment and try to adjust in on those eggs, and we'll try to get a little bit of a close-up on Dad there in the back. Now, I'm not particularly good at angling this tripod smoothly. It's not exactly a high-quality tripod, but once we go through the hassle of getting here, it's alright. So this is the largest batch of eggs I've seen yet. And I'm not kidding, it was 3 days ago they did this, and they actually have produced another batch of eggs this quickly. I'm really surprised just from a biological point of view, you know, from the biological energy cost that producing a batch of eggs like this must be on the female, how she's able to actually do that again so quickly. And it probably has a lot to do with the fact that she ate all the eggs in the first place and got all that energy back, or a lot of that energy back, by eating the eggs. So again, I'm going to go ahead and try to keep them nice and well fed during this process, and we'll see this time if I can't actually get the eggs to last a little bit longer. These are from this morning, so we are not yet over the maybe 15-hour mark or something like that. They were there when I came down this morning, so they probably happened either very early this morning before I turned the lights on at 10 o'clock, or they might have happened overnight. I don't think these are a nocturnal species, so I doubt it really happened overnight. It probably just happened this morning. As the sun came up, the room got a little lighter and brighter, but I had not yet turned the lights on, so it was probably the early morning hours to the fish, you know, those dawn hours with the twilight, and then they spawn during that period. So we'll see if they make it through the night. And I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now, because I really don't have a whole lot more to say other than, you know, wishing me luck and crossing your fingers and all that good stuff. But really, this is about it. You're just going to either see this behavior or you're going to see them feeding, and you've already seen both. So if you want to watch any more of it, you can just hit the replay button and watch it all over again, and you'll pretty much see the same thing I've been watching for the last 6 hours. So thanks for watching this one. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and do so, and maybe if not this batch, one of these batches here real soon, I'll get a spawn. Once my quarantine tank is free, we're actually going to try a different technique, and we're going to try putting some slate or glass in the tank that I can remove if they do lay eggs on it, and I can simply remove the eggs and put them in a different tank that's well aerated, and we might be able to get some to hatch that way. So again, cross your fingers, wish me luck, and you know, subscribe, and that way you can follow along with all the progress, and hopefully we'll get some baby gudgeons here in the very near future. So thanks for watching, and I will see you real soon on the next update.